Hi guys, it's Amy with A2Z Stamping, and today I wanted to show you a card using the handwritten background stamp. So background stamps are cool. They're obviously meant to be backgrounds. It's to make your own designer series paper and create fun backgrounds. But this handwritten one, which is new, is kind of unique in that it is a background stamp, but it also has all these fun words in different languages. There's a hello and a thank you, and I see a celebrate and a create, inspire, have courage, happy, love, welcome, smile. Looks like there's French in there and maybe German, and that might be all that's in there. I can't really tell, but it's fun, and it's kind of like cursive writing. Can you see? So it's a fun background stamp, and I had this idea for a card, and I thought I would show you guys. Okay, so the background stamps work best on our F block. So I've got mine here mounted on that, and I do need a piece of scrap paper for when I do my stamping. Actually, I'll grab that out in a second. But before we do our stamping, I first want to take, I have a piece of mint macaron cardstock here, and this one is cut at 2.5 by 5.5. And I first want to distress this a little bit, so I'll show you what I'm going to do. Actually, let me grab that piece of scrap paper out. I'm going to grab my, where did it go? Okay, you guys, I am looking for my spritzer. I think it's here somewhere. Spritzer, where did you go? Here it is. So this just has water in it. It's just my little Stampin' spritzer, and I'm going to spray this. I want it to be wet. And then I'm going to crumple it up like garbage. So I crumpled it up once that way, and I'm going to crumple it this way. And then I'm going to open it up, and I'm going to crumple it one more time, maybe this way. So I want to make sure I get lots of, there we go, little wrinkles all over the place. I'm going to wipe this water off, set that aside. Okay, so now it looks like this. The water just helps break it down a little bit, but I wanted kind of a distressed looking, and you can see it's still a little bit wet, but it'll dry, so I'm not worried about that. Okay, so I'm going to set this aside. And now we can do our stamping. So I'm going to grab this out. And I have a piece of Whisper White cardstock here, and this is cut at 3 by 5.25, and we're going to stamp onto this in Blushing Bride cardstock, Blushing Bride ink. So I like to just ink up my background stamp this way. Okay. Get it in my hand here, and I'm going to lay this right on here. And then I just flip it over and go straight down. Press, lift. Here we go, and look at that. So cool, right? And I can get rid of my grid paper, and actually I'm gonna grab my chamois here. The chamois is great, especially for cleaning the giant stamps like this, because I can really just wipe it down and it's all clean, and I can put it away. Sorry, I need to grab this up. There we go. Make sure I get my edges really good. So that is all clean, and I can put it back in the case. All right, sorry about that. Okay, so now we can put our card together. Okay, so for this card, I'm starting with a piece of Blushing Bride cardstock as my base. It's cut at 8.5 by 5.5, standard A2 card size. And I will go ahead and, my card's gonna open this way. And I'm first going to start by putting down my background stamp here. And it will go just like so. So I'm just going to grab some snail adhesive. Actually, I'm going to turn it this way. I know it's upside down, but I want to line it up perfectly over here. Okay, so it goes just like this. And the nice thing about this handwritten, since it's kind of curvy a little, it doesn't matter if you're not totally straight. You can't even tell on this one. All right, then I'll set that aside, and I'm going to grab now this piece here. And it's pretty much dry now. And I have a piece of designer series paper that measures 1 3/4 by 5.5, and this is from the Tropical Escape Designer Series paper. Isn't that so pretty? So this is that tropical paper. It looks like this on this side, but there's this Blushing Bride piece with the lighter colored flowers, and I just love Mint Macaron and Blushing Bride together, so I wanted to use this, and I'm gonna stick this right on top of that sort of our distressed piece. So I want it to line up perfectly at the bottom. So I'm going to stand it up and get that right on the bottom. There we go. Okay. And so this should line up just like this. And now since we crumpled this one up, this shrunk a tiny bit, my Mint Macaron. So I just take my snips. You could also use your trimmer just to straighten it, just because I don't want that extra piece at the top. And then I'm going to flip it this way. All right. Now, if you don't like it sticking up like this on the this part, go ahead and stick some adhesive right in the center, and that will take care of that problem. There we go. All right, so here's where we're at. Now, I didn't have any Blushing Bride ribbon, and I really wanted to use ribbon, but I grabbed the powder pink. This is the ruffled, what's it called? It's called Mini Ruffled Ribbon, and you know what? It was close enough, especially with that lighter color, that this will work. So I'm using the powder pink. It's one of the in colors ribbon. And I want a piece just a little bit wider. Excuse me, guys. I have a sneeze. I'm going to wrap this around right like so. And let me go ahead and nail across this just to get this down. All right, and then I want an adhesive on all 4 sides because it's kind of like an embossed piece being distressed like this. Let me make sure this is straight. And now this is gonna go, it's 5.5 inches, so it'll go straight to the top and bottom. Actually though, I'm gonna measure it. I'm gonna line it up with the top. Like so, there we go. Then I'm going to press it flat. So see, it's not quite to the bottom since it crumpled up, but that's okay. So it looks just like this. Isn't that neat so far? Then I want to tie a bow using my ruffled ribbon. Let's see if I can do this without twisting it. I'm going to tie a bow. I love this ruffled ribbon. It kind of reminds me a little bit of the ruched ribbon from last year. Was that last year or the year before? Do you guys remember that? It reminds me a little bit of that. Okay, that bow looks great. So I'm going to cut this off here. Cut this off here. And now I'm going to take my mini glue dots. And I'm actually going to, let me grab my snips here. I'm going to grab one glue dot. And before I stick this one on, I'm going to stick it right underneath this one, just so it stays down like so. And then I'm going to grab one and stick it on the back of my cute little bow here. This is going to go right there. That way it won't flap up and down. Okay, and then to finish it off, I have some of the Mint Macaron faceted gems. And I'm just going to stick these. Let's see if I can locate my paper piercer. Here we go. Oh, come on. And I'm going to stick just a few of these on here. Let's see. Just to bring in that pop of color. 1, 2, 3. You really don't have to do a ton. But I've got 4 here, so I might as well do 4. Let's see. I don't want it to be like a tic-tac-toe. Maybe I'll just do the 3. I'm going to put that one back. All right, and that is my card. Isn't that pretty? Now, if you wanted to put a sentiment with it, you could take your classic label punch and just put something there, but I think it's pretty like this. And I can see the merci, I can see the thank you, welcome, but this could be just a card for anything, and you can write on the inside. And here's one I did earlier, and you see on this one, I just have 2 of the bigger size gems on this one, but it's very similar. The difference is on this one, though, I went a 1/4 inch smaller on the card on the left with my cardstock than this one. So this one's a bit wider. So I like this a little bit better, though I decided to make it a little bit smaller just so I could have more of this background stamp showing. So anyway, this is my cute card using the handwritten background stamp. Isn't that fun? Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Check out my Facebook group, A2Z Stamping, and I hope you'll subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thanks, guys. Bye.